name is Linda Liukas. I'm a children's book author, illustrator and programmer who tries to make the world of technology a little bit more exciting, whimsical and colorful for young children. I became a children's book writer by pure accident. When I was studying myself computer science, I would run into a lot of these really impossibly hard words like object-oriented programming, and every time I ran into these words, I would start to think about how would a 6-year-old explain these concepts. And because the programming language I was studying at the time was called Ruby, I would start to make these little doodles at the margins of these computer science books with the little girl character. And then friends of mine would say like, oh, these are really good, I wish there was a book about this, but for grown-ups. And then I realized that no, actually the audience I want to address is the children, and that no one was really telling stories around the world of technology. No one was bringing out the whimsy and the creativity and the imagination that computer science and the big ideas around it have. So I decided that I will be a children's book author who starts to make and create and illustrate these books about computers and technology and code. Here in Winchester, I'm working with the children and the teachers to help incorporate the computer science curriculum, and that means really like working on the floor with the kindergarteners, imagining what the future of the internet might look like, how machine learning works. When we are very small, we learn on our hands and knees with our fingertips, and the more we can bring these abstract ideas down to the level of the child, the better it is. So I use a lot of crafts, a lot of paper, a lot of pencils, a lot of imagination when getting children comfortable with computers. And another important thing is storytelling, because I think stories are the way we learn about ourselves and we learn about each other and we learn about the world around us, and that's why we should tell more stories around the world of computers and technology, especially for the very young. I think the benefits of teaching computer science to elementary-aged kids is that we make sure that everyone learns, because if it's only the parents' responsibility or the family's responsibility, it's a very small subset of students. And then the stories and the vocabulary we learn to relate to as a child, they stick with us and they influence the kinds of choices we make when we grow older. So if at the age of 7 you learn that computers are not something you're supposed to be frightened about, that math belongs to everyone, that computer science is a way of solving problems in the world, and that code can be a tool of self-expression, that is going to influence the way you see the world growing up. I think some of the challenges educators are facing right now when it comes to educating the young kids about computer science is the fact that they didn't grow up with this stuff themselves. A lot of the materials out there seem like as far removed from everyday life as astrophysics or so. I think the way we prepare kids is by just making sure that everyone has a chance to learn about computers and computer science as a foundational discipline. And that means future ballerinas and biologists and oboe players will have a chance to learn to see computers as a tool of self-expression and a tool of problem solving, much like crayons or Play-Doh or a guitar are to them today. And through that we'll have a more diverse group of people solving problems with computers, and make sure that the problems we are solving with computers are actually the ones we want to be solving. But what I always tell the teachers is that you've got this. There's a little bit of content knowledge one needs to have, a little bit knowledge about coding and computers, but the most important component is the pedagogical knowledge, and that's what teachers already have, because you are professionals in teaching students to learn new things, and computer science, if anything, is all about learning all the time new things. So 3 most important things I always tell teachers the students should learn is a fearlessness towards technology, curiosity and a sense of wonder. And if you got those, you've got it all.